Hello, good night. Welcome to another edition of Tings. Now, this edition is dealing with one topic and a mention. But I am going to speak about this because I know I have some people who subscribe to me and listen to me who are very good detectives. And they keep telling you that is why they pick jurors from among the populace, because you all listen to things, you all use your experience, and you use your common sense. And if 2 and 2 don't come up to 4, you know something wrong. And you can tell me what 2 and 2 should be. Now listen to this. I had a phone call from a lady first, and she told me that her son had experienced something. So she gave her son my number, and her son called me. His son called me and told me he was working at a certain place and he had to change. So he left his wallet in his pocket of the pants he had on at first, and he went doing his work. And when he came back, his wallet was gone. His wallet would have had in his ID, money, credit cards, etc. So, but it had in his credit union card. What he did is he went to the credit union the next day, because he couldn't get a chance to go that same day, and told them, well, listen, my card was stolen in my wallet. So what they did is they said, well, listen, we don't have any ID from you. You know your ID gone. We don't have any ID from you to show that you are who you say you are, so you're going to have to bring back some form of ID. Anyway, he went and he went through the Electoral Boundaries Commission and he got his ID and he came back. I met a young lady and told her, well, listen, my credit card was stolen in my wallet on such and such a day. I'm going to need to cease all transactions with my account. She said, okay, it will be done, and he went along. In working and doing whatever he needs to do, I'm thinking, trying to make ends meet, he didn't go back and check because he believed what she said, that all transactions had been ceased. But he's at home and he lives with his fiancée, and she tells him, well, listen to me very carefully. Go and check on that account here. Anyway, 2 weeks pass, 3 weeks pass. He decides he's going to go back and check on the account. He goes back and he checks on the account, only to find that $40,000 is gone from his account. He's perturbed now. He goes into the credit union, speaks to the manager. The manager allows him to know that his money is not insured. I want you all to hear this, right? Because I'm going to say something about that. His money is not insured. He goes to the police. So they, in turn, interact with the bank. And the bank is able to tell him now that some withdrawals were made, a number of withdrawals were made from his account via ATM. And what they were able to tell him is that some were withdrawn from BlackRock, some were withdrawn from all things, but the hours they were withdrawn, 1 or 2 o'clock in the night, etc. So what they did, we all know that ATMs have cameras built into them. So they have video. And when they look at the video, they're seeing somebody with a surgical mask on, sunglasses, and surgical gloves on, withdrawing these funds. How could somebody then withdraw his funds unless they know the PIN? But wait, let's think. Did not a young lady tell him that they had stopped all transactions? So what he did, he went and he asked for this young lady, only to hear that this young lady has not been at work for a couple of weeks. But when we look at the ATM, they're seeing a young lady making these withdrawals. No, I'm not saying it's the same young lady. I am not saying that. But remember, you guys are detectives. You guys are the people with common sense. So I'm asking questions. What you think? And listen to me. $40,000. The last withdrawal the person made was on Valentine's Day. 2,000 Barbados dollars they took off. Now I want you all to hear something now, right? And I'm gonna give you some advice. When incidents like these happen, you don't wait. You go immediately and call in. There must be some kind of switchboard or something at these financial institutions for you to call in. And call in and and lock down your account. Because I'll tell you something now, right? Anybody, scammers, anybody can read your PIN. People can read your PIN. But also, a lot of people don't realize this. People who work within the financial institutions can access your account. Yes, they can access it. They actually remember their card readers in there. So they're able to not only access it, but change it to a PIN that is accessible to them. No, I want to go back to the part where the manager said that the banks, the money was not insured. Yes, it's true. The credit union, certain credit unions, Barbados Public Workers Credit Union, Celebration Credit Union, they are not banks. They operate as financial institutions, but they're not banks. They're more like something like a susu. Their monies are not insured. But in situations like that, there's the Financial Services Commission where you can involve. You involve the bank, the police for the squad, and you involve Financial Services Commission and the Central Bank of Barbados, because I've had incidents where people came to me with problems with the bank, and I told them, this is what you would do. Email back the bank, but CC so that they can see the Central Bank of Barbados, and the problem was fixed immediately. Now I want you all to tell me what you all think. And I want you all to tell me what you think should be done in this situation. I want to see the comments. Comment and tell me. Because if they do it to you, and I pray that this guy takes the right route and be calm and goes tomorrow and deal with Financial Services Commission and the nation or whoever else he feel like dealing with. But don't take matters into his own hand, because things like that, and you have your life savings, and somebody do that, it will send you haywire. I know that. How you feel about that? The last mention I want to make, and it is this: remember Albert John. All right? I don't want to get into the message they're saying just now, but I remember Albert John. Albert John has not been buried yet. His body is still somewhere being kept. If you saw, remember the Attorney General was talking about people getting buried and people needing to bury and stuff like that. We are still waiting in the hope that we can get an independent pathologist to deal with Albert John. So if people think they get away, they didn't get away yet. All right? Anyway, keep your spirits up, keep your tempers down, and send your comments. Please investigate. Let me hear what you think. Have a good night.